This is a video I've been waiting for quite some time. On the one hand, because it is an extraordinary beautiful watch, and on the other hand, the watch comes with a story which I think is really interesting. Hello and welcome to Watch Maxie's Watch Videos. My name is Axel and I'm glad to have you on the show. Today I'm going to present you a watch which is extraordinary in many ways. It is a Steinhart. I've shown few Steinharts already, but this is a watch which is design-wise completely different. And on the other hand, it is a watch which comes with a story. I have a visitor, a viewer of my videos. It's Peter, and Peter has a son, Daniel, who is 13 years old, and he is a viewer of my videos in himself. So I think he is one of the youngest, if not the youngest viewer of my videos, and they watch my videos together on the TV, have a kind of family event with that. And Daniel found his love for mechanical watches, and he wanted to have a mechanical watch for his confirmation towards mid of the year, and he selected this watch. So this is Daniel's watch, which he selected, but he hasn't got it yet. He has to wait until his confirmation, but I'm allowed to take the footage, and I may make that video in advance. So Daniel, big mega props to you. I really appreciate that, and it was a really great experience. I love the watch, I love the design, and the more I love that it's your watch and you're going to wear it towards the second half of the year. It's a Steinhart, and I'm going to tell you the name later on in the video, but before that we zoom in a little bit. I like the auto zoom of the new camera, and talk about the specs. The watch has a diameter of 39 millimeter, has a lug width of 20 millimeter, and the stainless steel case with the DLC coating has a total thickness of 13 millimeter. The watch weighs 95 grams and has a Sellita SW 330-2 Elabore inside. The watch is limited to 200 pieces, has a water resistance of 300 meter, and on the front we have a sapphire crystal with a double AR coating on the inner side. The Cyclops, the magnifying glass, you either like it or hate it, or you get used to it, but it magnifies. If you see the date through the magnifying glass, it appears definitely bigger. And since I'm becoming older and my eyes are becoming weaker, I tend to appreciate the magnifying glasses a little bit more, although I still like the cleaner look without it. Let's see how the watch sits on my 17 centimeter wrist, 6 3/4 of an inch, maybe few millimeters more. COVID crisis hasn't been too kind to me, or I was too lazy, either or. And let's zoom in. Compared to the 42 millimeter Laco, you see clearly the size difference, although I think the Steinhart is the clearly more exciting watch, and yeah, it absolutely looks great. I like the appearance. On my wrist, the watch feels pretty comfortable. I haven't been a big fan of the flat Steinhart cases, but with this watch it's different, but I'm going to come back to that later on in the video. The strap is no NATO strap, it's a different strap, really comfortable on my wrist, and with a price tag of 610 euro for a DLC black coated watch with a GMT Swiss movement, sapphire crystal, water resistance of 300 meter, limited to 200 pieces. I think 610 euro is extremely fairly priced. I was surprised that the watch is extremely good readable from all angles. with the different colors and color changes, I thought it might be difficult, but it definitely is not. Looking at the bezel, it looks like I did not clean it up properly, and that's not the case. It is a kind of black camouflage pattern. On the official Steinhart product photos on the website, it looks exactly the same, and the bezel is a turning bezel with 120 clicks. You see the clicks on the minute markers and in between. According to my perception, the bezel is aligned very precisely. With Steinhart watches, you sometimes have some deviations and some need for corrections when it comes to the alignment of the bezel or the hands. And for me, this watch is really perfectly aligned. I'm going to show you this. Here we have the bezel really good aligned. I have no complaint at all. And regarding the setting of the hands, I'm going to show you in a minute. This watch, although I'm not a big fan of gold elements on a watch, really caught me and caught my wife. But before that, let's have a look at the screw down crown, which is in a gold tone as well. The screw is absolutely neatly done, no scratch, nothing, easy to operate with or without gloves. When you open it, when you close it, absolutely fine. Even the crown guard doesn't disturb at all. Really nice. So let's see how the hands are set. For this, we have to stop the second hand at the 12 o'clock position and then move the hour hand around. I think I give it another round to see the GMT hand moving and see how the hour hand overtakes the GMT. Yeah, here you can see GMT slightly before 6, after 6 hour hand before, and now it overtakes the GMT hand. So the GMT hand needs 24 hours for a full circle. And now let's align the minute hand on the 12 o'clock position. And for me, the hands are absolutely good set. I would not complain. And for me, it is a really well manufactured watch. Even from the side, you can't see too much deviation. Absolutely great. No complaints from my side. But of course, we have to see if and how the GMT hand is aligned. I've seen some Steinhart watches where the GMT hand has been pretty disaligned. So let's move ahead a full hour and see how it sits. And you can see the alignment is perfect, no complaints. So this watch is really nicely done. By the way, when my wife saw the watch when it arrived and I unpacked it, she literally immediately fell in love and said, "Oh, what a great watch. And the khaki, the green, the gold, the black." I really expected her to ask me to get her one. So the love didn't go that far, but she was absolutely flashed by the watch. And so am I. I'm not the gold tone guy on watches. I don't like golden watches. I don't like B-color watches. But this particular one I really do love. I think it's because here the gold tone does not add a classic, stylish, classy, dressy element. It's just a fresh, modern sports watch. And I really do like it, and it does not disturb me at all, not the faintest. The gold tones on the bezel, on the typos, on the hands, the circles around the black dots, the overall appearance, really, really nice. The case is also DLC coated, it's matte coating. The pin buckle is also black coated, and you can see the Steinhart name on the pin buckle. Really nice. Yeah, here you can see a little bit, I'll come to that in more detail later, that it's not a typical NATO strap. It's a different one, thicker, softer, more comfortable, and with a special effect, which I hope I can catch in the video. Yeah, I was talking about the special case shape of Steinharts, which are pretty flat, and I personally don't like the flat case shape too much. I prefer cases with horns which bend around the wrist a little bit. But with that particular watch, it doesn't disturb me at all. I don't know whether it's the size or the black color or because I'm distracted by the dial. I have no idea, but it didn't disturb me at all. As you can see, the bezel narrows down to the edge, so it's flatter on the side. The 13 millimeter middle of the bottom to the middle of the top, but the size may be 10 or 9 millimeters, so it's significantly less than 13. Let's talk about the strap. The strap is in a color which perfectly matches the overall appearance of the watch, and in particular the khaki tone of the dial. But also it has a kind of shiver when you turn it in the light. It's a seat belt material, pretty thick, pretty soft, extremely comfortable, and from my point of view, it's a perfect match to the design of the watch. You couldn't have done it better. Not even a black coated steel bracelet would have been even close to it. I think it is an absolute perfect combination when it comes to design, in particular for younger people. And you may hear it from my wording. I really do like the watch, and I'm absolutely surprised by the watch. It's readable from all angles, I would say. You can turn the watch either direction. The double-coated sapphire crystal, on the inner side double-coated sapphire crystal creates very few reflections only, and the khaki green dial in combination with the gold hand and the white lume filled hands makes it pretty easy to read the watch. So yeah, actually I was tempted to pull the trigger on that watch, but I've bought so many watches last year and I have a committed wish list for this year. So I try to train myself to stand all the temptations which come along, and this watch actually has been a big temptation for me. So yeah, I love it. I really love it, and maybe it comes to me one day or another from the pre-owned watches market. Not now, but maybe sometime later, because I think it is a really, really nice and outstanding watch, and with €610, clearly not overpriced. There's just one thing, the limitation to 200 pieces. By the way, while I take the footage of this video, it's still available on the Steinhart website. I don't know how many pieces are still available, but it is not marked as sold out at the point when I take this footage. Yeah, what is missing? The night shot is missing. I wanted to show you the night shot. You'll see 3 watches on my desk when I do the night shot, 2 of which will be subject to later videos. All 3 have been sent to me by Peter, so I was allowed to make videos of 3 of his watches. And the other 2 are very interesting as well. I don't want to spoil future videos, but they are absolutely great. But now we're talking about the left one. It's the Steinhart Ocean 39 GMT Black Military Khaki at night. As you can see, the hands are filled with BGW9 blue lume. The hour indexes are not as bright as you can expect, since they are black in daylight, so black lume is never as bright as white lume. And here you can see the friction of the minute hand under the magnifying glass. So you can't read the time to the minute exactly. I doubt anyone would need that at 10 past 5 in the morning, but it would be great if you could. A watch which is easy to read at night, perfectly comfortable on the wrist, and from the overall appearance, a real new, fresh and interesting watch. Again, the name, take a seat, get a coffee, takes a bit. It's the Steinhart Ocean 39 GMT Black Military Khaki. Thanks for watching, stay safe, enjoy your watches and look forward to my next videos. Cheers, Axel.